Today's Wednesday, December 27th, 2017. It is the last show of the year, so stay tuned, everybody. Here it comes.
You're tuned in to the Elevator Radio Show, a weekly program dedicated to covering news and information on elevators, escalators, and moving walkways. Produced in the wee hours of the morning, a new show is uploaded every Wednesday, sometimes even before you get out of bed. Listen to some of the comments sent in from our audience.
Rob from New York writes, Tom, are you f***ing insane? You actually get up at 2 a.m. each Wednesday to put this show out? Man, you must love elevators. Tim from Illinois writes, I'm not sure why I listened, but ever since I tuned into the first show back in 2007, I've been addicted. Matt in Texas writes, I like your safety messages, Tom. It's important to remember them each and every day. And he also adds,
when am I going to win the monthly prize pack giveaway?
Ron from California sent this in. Despite your inability to pronounce words in the English language, I tune in each week and am glad that you offer this service to the industry. It's better than Google News alerts. Sarah from Washington writes, love the show, Tom, and look forward to it each week. I'm glad I signed up for the newsletter. You provide a valuable resource for the industry, not only for North America, but worldwide.
Enjoy the show. And now, here's your sleep-deprived host, Tom Seibert.
Thank you. Thank you. It is good to be here. It is good to be here. I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. You enjoyed your family, your friends, all that good stuff. And as you may know, winter is here. Holy moly. I got up this morning. It was like -2. Yesterday it was -2 and didn't really warm up a whole lot from there. I had a project I was working on in the garage. And, man, every time I opened the door, it was freezing. I had my tube heater going on. I had my carbon monoxide detector on, plugged into the wall, ready for anything. But it was cold. Winter is here, and just in time for the 28, just in time to ring in the new year, which I think I'm excited about, to be honest with you. I'm not a big New Year's fan, to be honest with you. I typically I'm not able to stay up that late, to be honest with you. I'm usually passing out about 9:30. If I'm lucky to make it to 10, it's 10. But other than that, I'm usually up early, typically much earlier than my alarm clock goes off, which I know probably many of you out there are similar. But anyway, I always look forward to the next year, starting off fresh, seeing how we can make our industry a better one. So look for ways of doing that, you yourself, your company, what you do each day, what you do in the workplace, making sure it's safe, all that good stuff. Make sure you're making those a priority. And if you're like me and you don't really like New Year's resolutions necessarily, just write down kind of some of the things you want to accomplish this year and just kind of reflect on them like once a month. That's my best advice for you, because if you don't do that, the next thing you know is it's another year. It's another year, and before you know it, it's just you don't ever get to tackle what's on your list, and some of those items on your list may be big things, maybe small things, but just keep them in sight. Keep them in sight. Don't feel bad about not being able to accomplish them, and take baby steps to make changes in your life if you're looking to make your life different. That's pretty much the best motivational speech I can give you. Excuse me. Anyway. But yeah, I almost didn't do a show today because my computer, as I turned it on, went to do its Ed Norton thing. And if you don't know what that is from The Honeymooners, Ed Norton, when he used to do his golf setups, it literally would take forever. He would go through a variety of motions and commotions and gyrations just to hit the golf ball. Well, my computer did that this morning. It was one of those updates. It took an hour and a half. I have no idea what happened between last Wednesday and this Wednesday, other than the fact that my production computer that's used for the show was just turned off. So I don't know what happened, but man, it's pretty close. It's kind of pretty close, and I was kind of ready to kind of say, okay, well, let's just call it a show. Before I forget, end of the show we'll have our prize pack giveaway, and we'll give away a $100 Visa gift card along with some great goodies that have been donated by companies like CoDataPlate.com, Colley Elevator Company, who graciously donated some Starbucks gift cards. So it's a pretty lively prize pack giveaway, to be honest with you. So hopefully you are the winner, and to become eligible to win, all you have to do is sign up or like the Facebook page. I think it's Elevator Radio, or sign up for our subscriber list, which we don't really send emails out anymore, and it's just a list that we have. We don't share it. We don't do anything with it other than simply, have it in our system for a prize pack giveaway. So, without further ado, I'll get into the content of the week, which was not a lot. But I do want to wish everybody a Happy New Year. Be safe this weekend as you're celebrating the end of 2017 and ringing in 2018. Be safe. Make sure you've got emergency supplies in your car in case it does not want to start. Blanket, all that good stuff. So, and that's pretty much it. All right, we'll get into the news content of the week next.
Let this week's news stories give you a lift on what's happening in the vertical transportation arena. Each news segment is organically dug and fresh with news stories of the week. Got lift? If not, stay tuned.
All right, I just want to give you news or a disclaimer. If you're listening to the show or watching the video, I have an image posted up that I wanted to make everybody well aware. I don't mean to giggle about it because it's a very serious issue that occasionally happens when it can be prevented. I don't know if that really makes sense, but I found an image on Pinterest, which is probably one of the largest image aggregators out there in what they pull, the content that they have. And here's an image of a home elevator. And if you look at it, it seems pretty simple enough in how and what it does. But please, I implore you, please never, ever try to build a home elevator in your house or your building. Of the two situations that I've learned of home elevators or homemade elevators, maybe even three, people have died while using them. Kids have been hurt. And if you look at this, you can just see there's strapping that's holding this hoisting motor up, and this has actually happened in construction type situations too, where they've made a temporary homemade. Okay, and I implore you, I have it in the photograph description. Never attempt to build or install a homemade elevator lifting device, no matter who on Pinterest says it's easy and safe. These are dangerous and could very well kill your family member. And I just want to let you know you have been warned. But this is the kind of stuff that's out there that people go, oh, I can do that. Let me do that. Or have handyman come in and say, hey, I found this image. Can you do this? And the reason why I'm just kind of sharing that was because there was an accident this week, and I'll get into that in a minute. But with the interweb and all the glory that comes with it, there literally are so many people out there to find stuff. And they're like, hey, I want to make that. I want you to make that for me. What's it going to take? Beautiful. Well, it's a rendition from some developing country person who literally has been paid $5 to build or make whatever image that somebody wanted them to. So anyway, be careful out there. Okay, first news article of the show, Channel 12 KWCH, and this is gonna probably load something up that I really don't want to load up. But this is the incident that I was sharing with you. Apparently, a Haven man is in critical condition after he fell 8 to 10 feet in his homemade elevator. Oh, terrible! It appears that the cable may have snapped. He held the button too long. If you look at this building, this is where he lives, and I guess it's kind of cool. I bet it's neater on the inside than it is on the outside. But just do not ever, consider these kind of systems. If anybody ever talks to you about it and you say, oh yeah, sure, you can do that, please steer them in a different direction, because these are the kind of devices that will kill and maim and hurt and injure. So and it's not the first time this has been in the news. Another news article, that's not even a news article, but I'm going to get off this page because something's going to blare up. But apparently the title of it is Man Experiences Male Equivalent of Women's Childbirth. I guess woman would be the only way of childbirth. As he slides in between two escalators down the center balustrade, which I don't know if that's quite the right terminology for it. But anyway, and gets her pretty significantly. And I wish that humankind in general did not feed the machine. And what I mean by that is that these type of viral videos, everyone or every news ad revenue generator, system out there is looking for the opportunity to push ad revenue and drive content to stupid stuff like this. And I wish we weren't so easily taken by it. Okay, next news article, Times of India, reporting 3 more stuck in Frecso elevator again. Administration asks cops to investigate. Not quite sure necessarily what the cops are going to do in this case, but I don't. But they have been called in to see if they can figure out what's going on, because cops know what elevators do and how to fix some of this stuff, right? Anyway, or whether or not there's foul play in place. Okay, just as a reminder, I've never been pickpocketed before, and but just as a reminder, excuse me. Be careful of your surroundings, and I should have talked about this last week. And people that are around you, people that are trying to help you. You don't have to be skeptical. I don't know. You know the word I'm trying to say. Just imagine it. Yeah. Skeptical. That's not it. Anyway, need more coffee. Just be aware of those that are around you. And if there's some type of interruption where it's like, what? Oh, somebody bumped into me. Somebody fell in front of me. Just realize that might be an opportunity for somebody trying to take advantage of you, or distract you in a way that somebody can then slip into whatever you have and basically pillage it. So just be careful. Man, the internet is driving so slow tonight, or this morning, I should say. Next news article, Condo Assessments. This is a pretty interesting editorial article talking about somebody writing in, hey, I wonder when my condo assessments are going up. And this is coming from the Chicago Tribune, so I don't know if this is going to get locked out. What's interesting here is they're talking about some general numbers. A roof is a useful life about 10 years. Repair replacement costs about $20,000. Elevator is useful life is about 20 years. Repair replacement costs $100,000. So I wonder, that's a pretty interesting number to come up with based on, I don't know what kind of data they came off on that. I mean, I'm sure there's a way of coming up with information like that. And maybe elevator contractors out there can provide a general guideline for, and they might actually do this for their clients. And if they're not, it seems like a good idea on providing information on how to maximize the longevity of their elevators. And maybe that's where consultants come into place. Really, it might or may not, but it's an interesting take, something I don't have to think about because I don't live in a condo, but something that many condo owners have to definitely worry about. Okay, Malaysia or Borneo or Kibu, DOSH or Department of Occupational, I think it's Safety and Health. I'm assuming that's what it is. Seems awfully close to what the United States is kind of do, but apparently they're excited. They're happy that they've inspected a total of 471 escalators across the state, but doesn't really talk about how many there are left to inspect. So anyway, but that's still a good step in the right direction. The photo in the article has a bunch of children around a representative, I'm assuming, who is teaching the safe practices on how to ride escalators, which is good. Here's a sad letter, and the reason why I'm looking it up because it kind of doesn't really hit home, but I don't know how to say this in a way that doesn't get me in trouble. Chronicle Journal has an editorial letter about a mom writing in talking about a city's opioid crisis, and simply how her son, who was an elevator mechanic and father of 2 beautiful girls, made a wrong choice 1 year ago in his apartment, where 4 other people who, to make a long story short, continued to party while he was dying. I'm not blaming anyone for my son's wrong choice, but they were there for 3 hours and he was dying. One of the partygoers did mention to another that your buddy doesn't look so good. The Good Samaritan Law can hold a person responsible for another person's death in this situation if help is not rendered. There was a time when so many people wouldn't do anything because they were terrified of being sued. The ramifications of doing something wrong or touching somebody. And that kind of translates even to the sidewalk, not shoveling the sidewalk, which after the show is posted and uploaded, I'm going to go out there and snowblow our sidewalk because we got some snow. But just as a reminder, be a human being. None of us are in a situation unless we're a paramedic or some type of, first responder. That's the word I was looking for. So we're not in a situation where we necessarily know what to do in a case where somebody needs assistance or help. But do not ever feel like you can't help somebody because you're worried about being sued for the ramifications. Good Samaritan Law will hold you liable. I don't know what states adopt this. I didn't do any research on it, but it's a sad story about an elevator mechanic. I'm familiar with how addiction with family members can totally change a person's life. And obviously, addiction is a terrible illness that I think is extremely difficult to ever cure. I don't think it's curable at all. I think it's something that you just have to do. You've got to work on it each and every day. And as I said, I'm speaking from experience, from firsthand family experience. It's tough, and it really is tough on a family. So anyway, don't mean to get away from the Good Samaritan Law, but just know that you cannot just sit and watch a person die, or else there'll be higher prices to pay. That's all I can say. But yeah, sad letter to the editor. It's nice to see that the newspaper actually picked up on this and ran with it and shared it. Okay, Mr. David Cooper, somebody who I hold in high regard and who presented on, Dave was the first person who presented on over-the-side escalator falls and his research on that, which I thought was had no idea the number of injuries, fatalities related to over-the-side escalators was as great as it was back when he brought it to at least my attention. I'm sure many of you already knew this. Back, I don't know when it was. It was at a consultants forum in San Francisco, but I was very impressed by it. And Dave is a good guy. He's always fighting for, the betterment of the industry in the UK. He asked me to share the lift and escalator symposium venues that are coming up. The next one is going to be held, or there's a couple actually, in Northampton. There's one in Hong Kong, China in 2018. So click on the more details links. And this is where people go to get together, go over information that's been that's been published and learned and shared. Great opportunity to get together with your fellow Lyft associates. And I know we do have some listeners in the UK. And for many of you out there, I'll try to go through some of the information next week on the show about the stats and whatnot. But yeah, we have listeners all over the world, and it always humbles me when we have people contacting me and reaching out saying, I listen in Malaysia or listen in Saudi Arabia. It's pretty cool. So yeah, for those of you who are listening in the UK, put this on your list. Check it out and see if you can help. Okay, the Chicago Elevator Association recap. Again, I know it's a couple weeks ago, but some of you may still be reeling from it. But some neat photos in there for you to check out. And speaking of work of Mr. Cooper, here's another injury. Manchester Evening News covered an article. Oh my gosh, shut it all down. Woman has been taken to the hospital after report she fell over the escalator in a busy department store in front of Christmas shoppers. Terrifying I imagine, to witness that. Apparently she's broken her leg. She's going to be okay, but not quite sure what caused the injury to occur. But again, trying to prevent injuries like this is something that we're all trying to do. And if we can do it, if no other way to do it, then just to remind people that you may want to, just hold on to the handrail. Don't do anything stupid. That might be the best way of doing it. I don't know. All I can say is, if you've ever been hurt or you've seen an image or an accident story. One of my wife's family friends was killed, strangled to death. He was a plumber. When his strings on his sweatshirt, cut your strings off your sweatshirt. That is huge. Just cut them off. They should never be on there. When's the last time you saw somebody in a sweatshirt with a hoodie, like cinching the straps so his head looks like a butthole? When's the last time? Yeah, cut those things off. My wife's friend's family son was a plumber, was riding on a line, and he was in a basement working alone, and his strings on his sweatshirt got pulled into the routing machine, and it strangled him. He couldn't do anything. It's awful. It's the first thing I say to anybody I see: cut those strings off. Even my kids. It's terrifying. I was working on a car over the weekend, and we were trying to get it started. We had a light hanging on the side, and it was one of those battery-operated lights where it plugs in, but there's a battery pack. It's a little tiny LED one with little feet on it, but it's got a cord. It's like you plug it on the wall, but in this case, the cord wasn't plugged in. And all of a sudden, went to go start it, and the cord somehow, the light fell into the engine area. The cord got wrapped around the fan. I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, thank God it was there just to check it out, and we were just trying to start it. So anyway, things can happen so quickly. Be careful out there. That's all I can say. Okay, next week is the Chicago Elevator Association meeting. That's going to be on January 4th. Magna-Tech is going to be presenting on their drives and all their good stuff. And then the next upcoming events, February 1st, got an insurance company. March 1st is Helios, and then April is going to be GAL. And, man, hopefully it'll be warm by then, right? Right. Anyway, and that's going to do it for the news, everybody, this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for yapping a little bit more than normal, but I was working in a garage all day yesterday, and which was good quiet time for myself. And my son came in occasionally here and there, but I was with myself the entire day, basically cold and not really sharing a whole lot with anybody. So maybe this is my opportunity to to reach out to all of you out there. But I do want to wish everybody. It's all getting out. Anyway, I do want to wish everybody a very, very happy New Year. Again, be safe out there. We're going to give away a prize pack giveaway. And I just want to find my random number generator here, and we'll get you out of here in no time. Random.org. That's it. Ugh. All right. So enter the minimum, the maximum, 5689. Okay, 1,119. I cross-referenced that with our list. And Alex from Wisconsin. Not quite sure where, Alex. I do have your email address. I will be sending you an email shortly to thank you for listening to the Elevator Radio Show, and also confirming your your ship-to address so we can get this prize pack giveaway to you. And that'll be the last one of 2017. So as always, be safe out there, be warm, and you can never think too much about safety because things can happen so quickly that you can't react. So anyway, take care, everybody. Have a great New Year's again, a great weekend, great rest of the week, and we'll see you, or we'll talk to you in 2018.